Alright, it's your boy Chuckmulanewz. We tapped in with the homie
Jude, aka the greatest host in the world, aka your baby mama favorite host, aka the voice of the city, 504, man. Let's go.
Let's go. So let me ask you this.
What you say, Chuck?
Why do you call yourself the greatest host in the world? Like, what's your inspiration and motivation for that?
Man, I feel like once I grab that mic and get on that stage, from parties to wedding receptions to Sweet 16 parties, once I grab a mic and a crowd there, bro, I just got that confidence like I'm the greatest at this hosting.
Alright, so let me ask you this. Throughout your whole career, did you know that you wanted to be an entertainment host, or is it something that just kind of happened organically?
Nah, this was from like a child, like first and from elementary school. Honestly, this happened when I went, true story, they had the movies on Jenna DeGaulle on the West Bank, and Eddie Murphy Raw was out. And my mom was like, you ain't going to see no Eddie Murphy Raw.
Man,
so
no.
me and my sister had to go watch Throw Mama from the Train. And some kind of way I was just like, why my mind man want me to watch Raw?
Right.
And then I saw Raw. Once I saw Eddie Murphy, bro, I was like, that's what I want to be when I grow up.
Yeah.
Straight up. I was like, well, you know, you in school, everybody like, I want to be a basketball, I want to be Jordan, or I want to be a boxer. I was like, I'm going to be Eddie Murphy when I grow up. Straight
Gotcha.
up.
So
Yeah.
let me ask you this. When you realized that you had that skill and you want to get into the hosting game, I know you started out here in New Orleans. So how did that process go when it was like, when you was grinding, coming up? Like, was it easy for you to get in the loop, or did people kind of like push you away because they didn't really know you? How was that, like, honestly, for you?
Oh, well, honestly, it started off with comedy.
All right.
So I always been a class clown.
Gotcha.
Since elementary, so it was always natural talent. Class clown from elementary to high school, even to college. And then in college, as soon as I used to host the auctions, and auction used to be, man, the girl won't buy the dude, or dude won't buy the girl. Now, when the hosting came in, one of my partners was like, bro, I want you to host my birthday party. And I was like, man, I ain't really into no hosting. Like, I do stand-up comedy.
Right.
And I did this party, and it was like, from there, boom, hosting just took off.
Right, so is it easy to kind of like do everything? I know you done been in
Uh-huh.
some movies, you hosting, you do, like you say, you do comedy.
Right.
And that's one thing that people don't really realize is a skill. Like, you being multi-talented like that, you know, that's real difficult. Everybody can't do all of those type of things. Like, they got some people that might could do a skit but can't get on the stage. They got some people that might could get on the stage and do comedy but can't host a show. You know what I'm saying? So
facts.
having that skill, having that skill alone, like, was that hard sharpening that skill, or it just kind of just naturally just came to you?
I'm honestly, I think it's just natural came in me.
Gotcha.
Like, my rest in peace, my dad. Everybody used to tell me, man, my dad should have been a comedian.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, like my mom's real funny. Like, it was just natural.
Gotcha.
It just came, and like I was like, I gotta learn this and go learn it. You know, every now and then, I'm gonna tell you like this here, Chuck.
All right.
I've been doing comedy since my first show was at 19 years old. I'm 40 now.
All right.
Pay attention. 19 and I'm 40. I never wrote a joke down.
Never wrote a joke. So it's just natural talent.
I never wrote a joke down ever
Right.
in life. I just hit the stage and bam.
So let me ask you this.
Uh-huh.
As a comedian, as a writer, as a host, do you feel like if you was to write some jokes down, it would help you out, or it would make you tap into a different craft?
Yeah.
So somebody made a point to me about New Orleans entertainers, and I didn't really pay attention to it. He said, why when it comes to New Orleans entertainers, they're real talented, but they never go through the proper steps to build or get the credentials or do certain things in order for them to, like you said, if you write the stuff down, you might tap into a whole nother being. You get what I'm saying?
That's true.
Try to put your own movie production together or something like that.
Right.
You know, just thinking it, you can obtain it, you know? So is that something that you, like, do you plan on getting in more movies later on in the future?
Oh, yeah, definitely. All that's my goal. Movies, stage play. I want to get into stage plays.
Gotcha.
Anything, man. I'm trying to tap into everything.
Gotcha.
Everything. You know, I just got to step out of my I think, honestly, being in New Orleans, sometimes we get into our comfort zone.
Yeah, man.
We in New Orleans, bro, we get here. And like, I'm comfortable here.
Let's talk about that, because I talk to a lot of content creators, producers, videographers, and it's like they say out of their own mouth, this is a conversation that we usually don't have, but they'll be like, well, I feel like I kind of put a cap on my creativity being here in New Orleans. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because at the same time, over time, I hear people say that you know, it starts to feel like, damn, nothing's happening for nobody. So it's like,
right.
You looking around, you like, what am I putting all this hard work in?
Yeah.
Ain't no magic happening. You know what I'm saying? So do you think that kind of hurts the creativity of people in New Orleans because they don't feel like they have a chance?
Yeah, you gotta. We, like I said, bro, we get comfortable, and it's like we get home. Like you say, for instance, they love you at home.
Right.
It's love at home. Like I ain't gotta go. There's some people be like, I ain't gotta go nowhere else because love at home.
Facts.
But while you got love at home, just imagine you stepping out at home and you get love in Alabama. Then once you get the love in Alabama, you go to Houston, you get love in Houston.
Right.
And you like, boy, I get love at home. Houston, Bama, Atlanta. you know it's love.
So let me ask you this, leading off of that question. So do you feel like you have to leave New Orleans in order to meet your full potential?
Ooh, good question.
That's a good question.
Yeah, I think honestly, like somebody, you know what's crazy? Somebody told me, like one comedian was like, I'm gonna make it right here in New Orleans. I ain't gonna leave out of New Orleans. And I was this was a while back, and I was just like, you right, bro, we just gonna stay here. Now I'm like, I got older, I was like, we gotta step out of the city.
Step out, right,
you gotta step out. Yeah, you got to step out.
And that's what people in the outside markets tell me that they feel like New Orleans people don't do. They don't step out of the market and build relationships and do this and do that. So it's like, even with me, when I went out to Houston, I started building a lot of relationships. It was like, you get some people that know the brand, you get some people that don't. But if I wasn't going out there putting my energy in, like you hosting in Houston, matter of fact, let's talk about that, matter of fact, because I seen one of the shows and I heard some people talking about a show that you did recently in Houston, and it was like, man, Jude came through brought that 504 energy and turned that Houston show upside down. Yeah. How was that experience? Do you get a lot of love out there in Houston?
Man, Houston, it's love in Houston. Like we actually did the New Orleans Kings of Comedy tour with me, Shotty, Rob Kazi, Mario P, Donovan Shush. And it was crazy that we did Houston, sold out 2 shows. Gotcha. We did Dallas, sold out the show. We did Atlanta, sold out the show. So that's where it come. That's where it come at, stepping out our comfort zone. Now Houston, like you say, Houston is love. It's love. Houston love. Man.
All right, since you're from New Orleans and we got a lot of good food spots out here, we're gonna get to that. What are some good food places you might recommend out there in Houston that you checked out and was like, oh, I like this?
What was crazy? I really haven't been in a lot of spots.
It's hard to get them spots.
Hey, man, Houston, like, us from being New Orleans, bro, it's like 10, 15 minutes. You get on the interstate in Houston, be like 45 minutes just to go somewhere. So honestly, I never really hit a lot of spots, but I want to check out the Turkey Leg Hut.
Right, me too.
That's crazy. And
you know what else? I like Lost and Found. You ever heard of Lost and Found?
No. Ooh, fire?
Man, fire, bro.
I gotta check that out.
So what's some of your favorite food spots in the city then? You know, people come to New Orleans all the time. They want the crawfish, the food.
Man, I like the corner stores be banging, man.
The corner stores be banging.
But I like Fire what it is. New Orleans Food and Spirit.
All right.
Fire Food and Spirit. Neow's cool. You know, Morrow's cool. The Exquisite Fire on the seafood. Like I said, Cajun Land on Bourbon. Fire, them garlic butter dungeon crab syrups over there. Gotcha. But just New Orleans, you know, we food period. We got, but my homie Beat on there, he posted, bro. He said he about to start a 24-hour sandwich shop.
Yeah,
rest in peace to Jeans, man. What Jeans at?
Man, Jeans, bro.
Exactly.
We about to get Beto to come through and handle that, fill that void, huh?
Yes, Lord. Let's Lord.
Gotcha. All right, we got my dog Jude here.
Yes, Lord.
Jude, I know you from the West Bank. I'm from the West Bank. Let's talk about that. From your perspective, what are the differences between New Orleans East Bank and the West Bank as far as the culture, things to do for somebody on the outside who may not know, you know, the
things? Okay. Well, I'm gonna say like this here. It's a different vibe in some type of ways, you know. Cause my mama from out the Magnolia and my daddy from out the Seven Wall.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I was adapted. So I'm really part of all the culture. So it's kind of good for me. Like I'm a culture, so I'm gonna adapt from both sides of the river.
Gotcha.
So you know, but the West Bank is love forever. Like I grew up on the West Bank, Gretna. You know what I'm saying? Tapped in from the cutoff all the way to Marrero. Everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So it just like, I mean, me, when I was growing up, I was uptown. I went to elementary school at Holy Ghost, and then I adapt to going from my grandma in the Seven Wall, and still just being on the side. I think, you know, it's different side. You know, we always get this West Bank, East Bank comparison, and a lot of people be like the West Bank country, and I be like, man, our whole city country. You know what I'm saying?
You know what's funny? You know, not to piggyback off that, I made a joke on one of the interviews I was doing the other day. I was like, How many? Name me 5 daiquiri shops on the East Bank that drive through.
Hey, you drive through on the East Bank. All right, they got Gentilly got one. And that might be. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's something I'll pay attention to over the years.
Yeah.
Right,
definitely. That's funny. So, all right.
I just tell everybody, man, the West Bank, good place to sleep at, and the East Bank is the place to go party at.
Right. So, a matter of fact, being a entertainer from the West Bank, I tell people all the time, it's like, you know, we had the Chopper, we had Baby Boy as far as the music, but at this point, we didn't never really have that mainstream star to make it out and be able to pull it back into the community. Like, do you feel like it's a harder journey for artists and entertainers from the West Bank in order to get co-signed? Because it's like, you know, you got Birdman, Cash Money, they more from Cross River, they do their thing, but we don't really have no big celebrity.
No big dog on the West Bank. I feel where you come. Yeah, it could be kind of hard. It kind of changed now.
We building it. It's
building up.
So let me ask you this. Do you ever plan on leaving New Orleans or moving away from New Orleans? Or are you kind of like to the point to where you want to live here forever?
Sir.
You trying to see some different environment?
Yes, sir. Look, let me get a wine on this one here. Yes, sir. No disrespect to my city, but you gotta, you know.
You just want to see different side of the world,
man.
Different side of life. That's
like you know, of course, bro. Like you gotta look up. You know, Wayne went from Miami, not here in LA. You know, you gotta step out of our city. Like I say, we got. Of course, if you're in the entertainment world, you want to step out of your city. It's like a Rick Ross in Atlanta. He from Miami.
Exactly.
And so you got, of course, man.
Got to.
I'm always, but one thing on this camera, I'ma always be New Orleans.
Right.
I was born at Charity Hospital, baby.
Bro, let me tell you this. This is a good conversation we can have on camera.
Yes, sir.
So have you ever been somewhere outside of the city? And you know, people know you as an entertainer, but for the people who don't know, meeting new people as far as it's cool when it's time to laugh and talk about daiquiris and all that and have. But when it's time to do business, do you feel like people get kind of like fearful when it comes to New Orleans people?
Yes.
Why you think that's the case?
I don't know, man. I don't know. What?
You think we just have a bad stigma?
I think so.
They always paint us like that in the media.
They always.
You seen that Boondocks episode with the Katrina with the Lil Wayne?
Oh yeah,
acting all ignorant.
I mean, we got that. Like I remember, man, a while back, I did a comedy. This was like when I first started comedy, and I did a show. They had a showcase in Atlanta. And that was like, boy, they were like that. That was like, dude was like, I was with my partner, and I had one in showcase.
All right.
And dude was like, man, that go to Waters, and man, my partner clicked out.
That boy shit, that go to Waters.
I talk about I was like, we ain't gonna even make it on stage. My partner had clicked out, but we got a little bad stamp. But it's kind of getting better now though.
Gotcha. Yeah. So Jude, with everything going on crazy in the world, 2020 was real crazy. We survived. We made it through. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, Lord.
How did the pandemic affect you as a host and as a business owner, entrepreneur, a father, husband? Like, did it change things for the better, or was it like, boy, we need to hurry to get it?
Hey, what was crazy, man? I was just like, when all this hit, and then what was crazy, the pandemic. I actually had. My big birthday party was that weekend.
All right.
You know, I do the black and white party.
Black and white. Shout out to black and white.
Tickets was crazy sales. You know, it was like, I'm talking about that. My party was supposed to be that Saturday, and everything just shut down that weekend. So it was just like, all right, cool. So I'm like, then the next thing you know, I'm like, oh, it's shut down. Then I'm sitting at home. I'm like, man, what I'm about to do? Cause I'm self-employed.
Right.
This how I eat, man. This how I provide for my family. And then I'm just like, I'm sitting up there. I'm a man of God. And I believe in God, so I just was like, you know what? I ain't tripping. We got to get in lockdown for safety. Most important thing, I'm going to continue to say my prayers, continue with God, because God going to get me through this and get everybody else through it. So that was the most important thing. I was just like, I ain't about to let this stress me out. You know, I'm good financially. My wife good. My daughter good. So at the end of the day, it's in God's hands. It's not controlled but God.
Right.
God got it.
So how do you feel? We're going to go into this question because we got, you know, at this current time, we got everything going on with the vaccination and everything. How do you feel about that? You feel like, I see you be on Instagram, they be in your comments going crazy.
They be going crazy. Hey, man, they be going crazy. Hey, man, look. Let me tell you like this here, man. Vaccinated, unvaccinated, it's a personal choice that I have nothing against nobody who not vaccinated.
Correct.
I have no beef with nobody who is vaccinated. Everybody have to make their own decision for their family. Me personally, I'm just about with God.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, we can't live forever. And that's a lot of people don't understand. We're not going to be here forever.
Right.
When God do call upon you, Just be prepared and have your kind of, have your energy right with God. Be right with your family. As me as a man, I can't speak for nobody else, but as me as a man, I just want to have my things right with my wife and my daughter. And number one priority is my relationship with God good. When he do decide to call upon me.
Gotcha. That's what I'm talking about.
Yes, sir.
Relationship with the Lord.
Amen.
Matter of fact, so I have one more question to ask you. Being a host from New Orleans that have a lot of experience and a lot of relationships in this market, I know there's probably some kid somewhere that's probably paying attention to you that you might not even know. How do you feel about the relationship with the youth of New Orleans and the older generation? Do you feel like it's a big disconnect, or you feel like it's something that could be repaired, or something that maybe you want to work on eventually, or is it one of those situations where it's like, I'm scared of that one?
We had this conversation. I had a conversation with a couple of OGs.
Okay.
And they was like, people always tell me, like, man, we gotta tap in with the youth. We gotta tap in with the youth. And I'm just like, I'm gonna be honest with you, Chuck. Like, the youth different now. Yeah.
It feel like more of a risk than a reward.
Yeah, it's like a risk. It's like, man, I could go talk to these people, talk to the youth, and they'll come tell me like, look, OG, I don't want to hear that shit. Right. Like, you got to keep it moving too. Gotcha. So I don't want to put myself at risk for not saying that I don't want to talk to the youth. I could give them advice. And then another thing with me is I didn't grow up. I grew up privileged. Right. I say this here. I could be honest with you. I grew up privileged as a child. Right. I ain't grew up without my parents. You know what I'm saying? I grew up in middle class household. Got everything that I wanted as a child. Right. So I really can't relate to what you know what I'm saying? You get where I'm coming from? Yeah. So it's the OGs some of them have to relate to what the youth, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I can still give them advice. Right. You know what I'm saying?
So, we got one more question I want to ask you. It's a sports question, you hear me? We know you. What you think? What you think them Saints gonna do this year?
Oh my! Now, why you go there with me, dog? Now this man being petty on your dude. Chuckmulanewz being petty on this dude. Cause Chuckmulanewz know one thing is bang bang 49 is game for life.
Man, come on.
Y'all got David, man. I don't know who y'all got. Y'all got Hill. Y'all got. I don't care what y'all gonna do this year. New Orleans. New Orleans people know one thing, man. 504, love y'all, but it's bang bang 49 is game for life.
I got you.
Y'all black and gold. We red and gold, baby.
Speaking of them colors, man, I know you always got your drip on. One thing you gonna see about Rude when he hosting, boy, he stepping. He gonna have it on from the head to the toe. Man, you know what I'm saying?
All love.
So, what are some of your favorite clothing designers in the city right now?
Oh man, shouts out M-Line.
M-Line. You got M-Line right?
I got M-Line on now. Shouts out my dog Jay. Shouts out M-Line. Shouts out on my brother from another mother. Got a hot clothing line coming out. Forever Thankful. Crazy. Y'all, Forever Thankful. He got it's the prayer hands on it. Of course that. Who else? Don't let me forget nobody. Vino Francois. All right. Vino Francois is hot. Scarred Emotions. Some young kids. Scarred Emotions real hot. Yeah, that's like some more. But them four right now.
Jude, this is a topic we got to talk about. It's a big topic in the city going on. I know you're a big Wayne fan. I watch on your page.
Weezy forever.
Weezy forever, you hear me?
Right.
So, how do you feel about this conversation that everybody has going around right now, saying that there hasn't been a celebrity rapper that made it out of New Orleans since Lil Wayne in over 20 years? How do you feel about that question in the topic?
I saw it. And I saw it, and I kind of was like, I see what dude was coming from.
Right.
Yeah, you got it. And some people was like, it's cap. That's what the young generation say now. Right. And it was like, and I was like, well, he really not lying. Like, what artist besides Wayne 20 years has really been like, not say because it's real hard to get on Wayne.
Well, that's the comparison I guess people.
So I guess what people were saying, but I see where he was coming from because you got to think about it like this here, and we got of course Currency, right? Of course we got D1, right? Of course we got J Electronica, right? But I think he was getting it as if saying like all the way out there like
all the
Wayne.
Way. Yeah.
Like all the way out there like Wayne. Like we ain't have that yet.
It's like basically to see somebody come from the rap level, become a millionaire just straight off the music, living in the city the whole time.
Right. Boom. Bam.
It's hard, bro.
I felt where he coming from because it was like you got to think about it. Okay, let's say do a scenario like for Memphis. You got Yo Gotti,
like, and Ellie Chopper.
You got they got Yo Gotti, but you got all these new
Money Bag,
Pooh Shiesty,
Dolph, Atlanta, you got Lil Baby,
Atlanta, they got everybody.
You know what I'm saying? Houston,
so I respect what he said. Like for real, it was he said some real shit, man. Real talk.
So being a host and being out there in the entertainment world, who are some of your favorite artists or artists you feel like right now, if you had to give them some flowers or some light that you could think of, shout out a few of the
man, much love. All the first and foremost, I'm gonna give flowers to all the artists in the city of New Orleans. Man, I want all us to make it. I tell everybody, man. Also, let me pause this here. Chuckmulanewz, today, man. If nobody never gave you your flowers, bro, I want to give you your flowers personally from me, man. This is a beautiful, beautiful thing you doing, man. Respect whatever on your journey, bro. I wish nothing but blessings. God guide you on your journey, King. 100. So,
man, I appreciate it.
All love, brother. All
same
love.
To you.
Man,
same to you.
I told my wife when I pass away at my funeral, don't wear no black. Bury me in a floral suit. I want floral. I want everybody to wear floral or white. That's my colors.
Gotcha.
It ain't gonna be no darkness in my funeral. But besides that, man, flowers to Be Fresh, of course, my nephew. Flowers to young Chris. Much love doing everything, man. Flowers to Rob Kazi, Shadi, Shaq, Corey with the K, Mario P, Shervy, Joking Brady, Smiley, Dirty Mouth, all the comedians in the city, DC, any up and coming rapper, man. Nino Calvin. Downtown rappers, uptown rappers, West Bank rappers, Skinner rappers, comedians, dancers, singers, poets, jazz musicians, any second line bands, the Big Six, Rebirth, whoever out there in my city, in the culture, y'all know one thing, man. I'm all about my city.
Speaking of the culture, one more quick question before we go.
Yes, sir.
Do you still attend like second lines and going to the festivals and all that type of stuff? All of that. You still here?
Still here. What crazy, bro? I be out. And I get somebody come on my gram and be like, demon be like, I saw you somewhere. I was kind of nervous. I want to come up and get a picture. I be like, I'm nowhere near like that. But I'm a people's person for real. Like I ain't never on no celebrity shit. Yeah, man. Of course. Second lines, daytime parties. I'm outside.
You think we getting that Mardi Gras next year, bro?
Oh no.
Yeah, boy, they don't know.
Oh no, ain't no Mardi Gras though. Hey, Jazz Plus cancel, all that stuff cancel. I don't know, bro. I think Mardi Gras gonna be a while.
Right.
I'm looking at with all this going.
Hopefully, it ain't gonna be a memory.
Hey, man, please, you know. Yeah, I don't think we gonna get no Mardi Gras.
All right, gotcha.
All right,
that's it right there.
All love, King.